knocking down some threes. We played great defense. I think we held them to like 8% shooting from the field in the second quarter, and then the second half they came out and did what college basketball players do, knock down shots, and we just kind of got content with our lead, something we really need to work on because we're not going to be able to do that come Sanford, Mercer, Chat, conference especially. So we'll take the win and give Western credit for what they did in the second half, but we've got to step some things up and do better next time.
I mean, I'm sure I'm always looking to knock down my shot, and when T's driving, and I'm always looking for her to dish it out to me.
Both of you.
I think T and I have really good chemistry, especially in transition. We're always looking for each other. Once a game usually, she'll pass it to me and I'll pass it right back, or vice versa, and we'll get that three. And I think it's kind of a momentum changer, especially here at home. It gets the crowd going. So it's really a big opportunity to run in transition because T's always going to push it, and they're going to collapse on her because she's one of the best drivers in the league. Raven, in the last 3 games, they've really been stepping it up, especially Raven in tips in the post, and then Carly finally knocked down some shots today. She's a shooter. She got to shoot the ball. So our post players and Carly really stepped up today. Even Yanni, when she got in the game, I think she was 3 and 4. So we need that from them, and they're finally stepping up.
Focus and everybody gets in there, gets going. We'll all have having a good game. We'll all get going.
I feel very fortunate for us to leave the game with a win. I thought we showed up really excited, had a lot of carryover from the last game on Thursday, and then, like I said in the last game, I think it's our human nature. We let off the gas some, and I've got to do a better job of making sure that they have a little more of a killer instinct, that they don't let their foot off the gas, because anybody in this league is capable of coming back. And I credit Western Carolina and their staff. They did a great job of continuing to fight. We've been on the other end of that, and that's what I tried to explain. We've been down before and fought our way back, and what all goes into it. So we need our kids to understand that 2 halves have to be put together. We have to be consistent in order to be taken seriously in this league, and we're still struggling with that a little bit, but we have some time where we'll figure it out. In the past, this year's team hasn't had a whole lot of games where we've had a lot of big leads like that. And we're dealing with a lot of young players. Tips, Raven, Mal, Carly, even Tiana is still young. We take her for granted sometimes because she is so young. And sometimes it's hard to get it through to the young ones, what has to take place. Emil wasn't here last year. Kendrick barely played last year. So we still have to find teachable moments in games like this. And while I'm grateful that we won, it's a great teachable moment going into prep for Sanford and Mercer. The first half, and in the second half, she just didn't get herself going. Shamaria found herself in a little bit of a funk. What it hopefully does is give some confidence to some bench players or kids that are coming off, and allows them to feel more valuable. Now, we tell them all the time, everybody has a role and you have a job to do, but sometimes it takes getting minutes and burn on the floor and seeing the ball go through the hole to feel like you're really contributing. That's a mental thing. And we talked about it at halftime. Find other ways to contribute when you're not scoring. We've shown glimpses. I think we've shown halves of halves. I think we've shown moments. And I don't want them to be playing their best basketball right now. I think we need to be peaking when we start hitting the second turn for the conference. You see everybody wants, and you kind of figure it out, what you have, what you don't have, what they've got, that you've got to counteract. So in 3 games, the end of the 2 games, we'll know what we have to do in order to play our best basketball going down the stretch, moving towards match.